Okay, so same thing, but now they're going to give you the sum. So their arithmetic series, and this is the sum. The sum of all of them equals 175. So the formula is this: your first plus the last times that by the number of terms in the list, in the pattern, and you got to divide that by 2 because you're going to make pairs out of them. That equals the sum. So now the sum of all of them is 175. So now they're giving you the answer, and they're going to be missing one of these pieces right here, and you got to figure out what's missing. So the first one is 4. If you make a table, the first one in the pattern is a 4, and it gives you the last one is 31. But it does not tell you that's what's missing. It doesn't tell you how many numbers are in that sequence. So we have enough to get busy. The first one, the first one is 4 plus the last one. The last one is 31. So if you add those two together, you're going to get 35. Okay, you need to times that by how many numbers are in that list, and that is what we don't know. So it's going to look like this: 35 times x divided by 2 equals 175. Now solve for x, so start unraveling stuff. So you can ditch the 35. You can, instead of times 35, divide 35, divide 35, and I need a calculator. If you do 175 divided by 35, that will give you x divided by 2 equals 5. And now just undo the divide 2, so times by 2 times by 2. That means x is 10. So you just found the number of terms, because that's what x was. X was the number of terms. So that means there are 10 in that list. The first one is a 4, the 10th one is a 31. Okay, so now I gotta erase this stuff. They want you to find the first 3 terms. So we're gonna go 4, we need the second, and we need the third. So what you need to know is you gotta figure out how much is changing every time. So we're gonna do rise over run. So 4 to 31. So if we do 31 minus 4 and we divide that by 10 minus 1, so on the top, 31 minus 4, that gives you a 27 on the bottom. If you do 10 minus 1, the difference is 9. So if we do rise over run, 27 divided by 9, that is 3. So that is your slope. So your slope, that means it's going to be up 3 every time. So if I go 4 up 3, that's going to be 7 up 3. That's going to be 10 up 3. That's going to be 13. So it's going to grow by 3. So your answer is 4, 7, 10. The first 3 numbers in that list are 4, 7, 10. Okay, now let's do the same thing, but they're probably going to give you different information. So the sum is 7760. And here's what they have given us. So we need the first plus the last times the number of terms divided by 2. So here we go. They give you n is the last one. So the 19th one is going to give you 85. 19th is going to give you 85. There's 19 numbers in that sequence, and the 19th one happens to be 85. So we do not know what the first one is. So the first one, you're going to have to put x. The last one, you're going to have to put 85 times, okay, the number of terms in that list, we know that. That's 19 divided by 2, and that's equal to 760. So we got x plus 85 in parentheses times that by 19 divided by 2. So that's like 9.5 equals 760. So solve for x. Let's undo this times first. So divide that by 9.5. Divide that by 9.5. So 760 divided by 9.5. So you got x plus 85 is equal to 80. So now you got a minus the 85. Minus 85 here. Minus 85 here. And you should have x is equal to a minus 5. So that means my very first number in that pattern is going to be a minus 5. And we need the second and the third. So the only way you can find the second and third is if you know the slope, if you know how fast this pattern is changing from piece to piece. So you can find slope, let's just do rise over run. Let's take the difference between those two and the difference between those two. So if I do 85 minus a negative 5, and I do 19 minus 1, on top you get a 90, on bottom you get 18. Geminis. So, calculator, we're going to do, 90 divided by 18, and that is 5. So that means your pattern is growing by 5. So the next one, if that's a negative 5, plus 5, 0, plus 5, 5, plus 5, 10, plus 5, 15. So the first three are going to be negative 5, 0, and 5. Okay, these two are geometric sequences. So the formula, y equals, you put the first one, times that by what you're times them by, to the x minus 1. And they want this formula. So here we go. The first one, the second one, the third one. The first one is a negative 1. The second one is a negative 5. The third one is a negative 25. So it looks like, so if it's geometric, grows by times, this guy times by 5 gives you this guy. This guy times by 5 gives you this guy. So that is the r. And that is the a sub 1. So your formula is going to be y equals a negative 1 times 5 to the x minus 1. And that's it. So if you wanted to find like the 15th x, so that'd be like n is 15. They want you to find the ended on the 15th. So come down here, 15th. You're going to plug 15 in right there. Minus 1. So you're going to do 5 to the 14th times the negative 1. Okay. So the next one, the first one gives you 1, the second one gives you 4, the third one gives you 16. And this is times by 4, times by 4, times by 4, times by 4. So, your a sub 1 is 1, the r is 4, and there's your model. Your model is going to be y equals 1 times 4 to the x minus 1. Okay, now binomials, you got to use Pascal's triangle. So this one's super easy, this one's way tough. So if you expand this out, if you write it out the long way and distribute, that's going to take 2 hours. So Pascal's triangle, you go to row 6 on Pascal's triangle and find the numbers in row 6. Row 6 should be this. Should be a 1, 6, 15, 20, 15. Man, I wrote too big. 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1. Okay, now it's plus, so everything is going to be plus, 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 plus. So that's easy. And all you do now is start with your x's this way: x6, x5, x4, x3, x2, x1, and you don't need to put 0. Then you start with your y's, and you go the other way. Start with the one on the right, clear over here on the right, y6, y5, y4, y3, y2, y1, and y0. So now if it is degree 6, your exponents will always add and give you a 6. So 5 plus 1, that'll give you 6. 4 plus 2 will give you 6. 3 plus 3, 6. So that's how you can check to make sure you got them right. Your exponents will always add and give you a 6. Okay, now this one, let's do this one that's much harder. So you got 5. So you're going to go to row 5. Go up to row 5, and you should copy the numbers. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Okay, now plus is super easy. Everything's plus. This is minus, so that's not as easy. So you actually start this way. You go plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay, now you're gonna start with your letter, but your letter actually has a number with it, so you gotta do both of them. So you gotta go 2 to the 5, x to the 5, 2 to the 4, x to the 4, 2 to the 3, x to the 3, 2 to the 2, x to the 2, 2 to the 1, x to the 1. And then you have got to do the same with your y's. So we already took care of the sign, so start with your y's. And you're going to start on the right, so it's going to go 3, 5, y, 5. 3, 4, x, 4. 3, 3, x, 3. 3 squared, x squared, 3, 1, x, 1. Hey, hand me a calculator, will you? Thank you. So now, all you gotta do is clean up these numbers. So, here we go. You're gonna go 2 to the 5th, 2. So this should clean up to give you a 32, x5. Okay, now you gotta clean up this number times this number times this number. So you're gonna type in a minus 5 times 2 to the 4th times 3 to the 1, and these should all give you a negative 240. Oh, you know what? These with the 3's, I don't know why I wrote x's. These with the 3's should be y's. So that's a y, that's a y, that's a y. Got a little carried away. Okay, so the letters with the 3's got to be y's. Now, let's do the letters. You've got x to the 4, y to the 1. Okay, now this one right here, your numbers are going to be 10. So on your calculator, you type in 10 times 2 cubed. And then you got to times that by this number here, by 3 squared. So times that by 3 squared, and that should give you a plus 720. And then your letter should be x cubed y squared. And you just keep going on. So let's do this number times this number times this number. So type in negative 10. Negative 10 times okay, negative 10 times 2 squared times 3 cubed. So the number is a negative 1080. And then you got x squared times y cubed. Now the next piece, let's do this number times this number times this number. So 5 times 2 times 3 to the 4th, 8, 10, x, y to the 4. And then the last one is this number times this number. So negative 1 times 3 to the 5th. Negative 1 times 3 to the 5th is a negative 243 y to the 5th. Okay. Last one. All they want is the 4th piece. So you're going to go right here. 6, you're going to go to the 6th row of Pascal's triangle, copy the numbers down. I think we just did 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. Okay, so we want the 4th one, 1, 2, 3. So all we care about is this guy right here. So the signs are going to go plus, minus, plus. That's going to be a minus. And then your variables, we're going to go 3, 6, x, 6, 3, 5, x, 5, 3, 4, x, 4. So this should be 3, 3, x, 3. And let's go the other way. And if I start here, I know it's going to be 5, 6, y, 6, 5, 4, y, 4, 5, 3. Uh-oh. 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, yeah. So this will be 5, 5, y, 5, 5, 4, y, 4. So this should be 5, 3, y, 3. And it works because your exponents add up to be 6. 3 and 3 is 6. So, type it out on your calculator. Do the number. Find the number. Negative 20 times 3 cubed. And times that by 5 cubed. So you should have a negative 67500. X cubed y cubed.